Good afternoon. It is Sunday, September 14th. Opening day of bow was yesterday. I was up north. I'm just getting the stands are ready here. I got one right there, right in the crook of those couple of trees, and the other one is in that second big tree back there. Bait is expensive. Bait is legal in Brown County, but it's expensive and it ain't getting any cheaper. But there isn't any creeks here for a good long while in any direction. There's a pond that dries up about a quarter mile that way, and it's good and dry by now. This, when the ground is still frozen, fills up. I dug this, 12 years ago when I first moved into this property, just because I needed the dirt. I was covering up an old concrete slab, and it's just been here. It fills up when the snow melts, and as soon as the ground thaws, then it lets the water through. We got like just nothing but sand here. There's probably 6 to 8 inches of topsoil, and then underneath it is just white sand, and water just goes straight through. But I happen to be dinking around on Scamazon and found this guy. It's a 7 by 10 foot pond liner. Goodness, I think it was 20 bucks. I didn't even open it up to see how thick it is. I think it's 10 mil or 8 mil or something. I don't know. Doesn't really matter. It will hold water. So in the meantime, since I dug this, all of these trees started to grow. There was some willow and a bunch of other kind of scraggly this and that. I did just chop it all out. Now I'm cleaning it up and take the hedge trimmers and clean up around the sides. I got some rocks I can pull away, rake it, kind of level it off with a shovel halfway nice. There's a high side here and a low side there, and throw that in here. Then I'll probably, like I said, weight it down with some rocks, sprinkle some dirt around on the edges and stuff, so the flap, it can't just go right in. I would like it to stay. I'll try to mound up the edges, roll them, weight them down, get the flap. I'll show you. The words are escaping me right now. Still out of breath, but yeah, get that in here, and before I'm done today, I want to have 20 30 gallons of water. I'll fill up some pails and carry them out on the tractor and trailer and just get it started, and that will hold for a while. I imagine that'll take a long time to evaporate, and that will buy time for rain to fall, which should actually fill this thing up with a good rain or two. Water is like the best bait. Especially, there's food everywhere. This is really lush forest. There's berries and stuff, and there's good underfoliage. There's everything that deer and wildlife like to eat, and nobody sprays around here. Nobody sprays nothing, so that's why everything is so vigorous. But there isn't any water for a long ways. Deer have to travel to go find water. So, this won't just be for me and my bow hunting. This will benefit the whole woods. But it definitely, that's why I'm putting in the effort, is it'll benefit me and my deer hunting. I count on bow hunting in my backyard more than anything. gun hunting is a high pressure time. It's a short season, and there's a lot more hunters in the woods where I am now. I kind of have a good long ways to myself, so any deer in the area, especially if I've got consistent water and they start coming across this, the first time they stumble across this, they'll stop and take a drink. They'll come back and check if it's still here. This will just turn into a regular route, and like I said, this is well, within view of stand 1 and almost within view of stand 2. But if they're coming and going, me and another hunter can, in theory, do all right here. So I'm gonna keep going and clean out the rest of this hole, kick these rocks away, and try to get the mower as close as I can on the sides that I can get. I'm not gonna clean up that side. That's whatever. That's too much work. But I'll clean up these 3 sides and get the bank of that side cleaned up as best I can with the hedge trimmers, and start leveling off dirt. Pull out this darn liner and see what it looks like. All right, stay tuned. All right. So I went a little further than I planned, but I don't know. That'll happen. Looks way nicer. I'm glad I did it. I can get all the way around it, take care of it, and this won't grow in and over the pond. I mean, in like a year, because man, this stuff grows like crazy back here. So I can get the mower all the way around. So here's my liner, and how about that? He sent real nice gloves. Cool. Actually, he's like pretty thick, heavy-duty material. This is, I paced it out. It is a little bit longer than 10 feet. So, is that my 7 foot? Yeah, I think that's, I don't know. All right, I'm gonna stretch this out with 2 hands, and we'll see how it lays out. I for sure want to get the deeper half. You know, maybe I kick that down with a shovel or something and slope her down, or they can have a place to kind of step down so they're not poking the liner. I don't know. We'll see how it lays out. Stay tuned. That's it's gonna do virtually nothing. I mean, I don't know, man. Yeah, so when you get pond liners, get them way bigger than what you need. I forgot how big this hole was, in my defense. It's been years since I've had it cleaned up enough to see. I think I'm gonna abort to plan B, and maybe I can go, I don't know. I got some other stuff. Alright, well, it's about 2 hours later. I had, oh geez, they must have been, I don't know, 12 or 14 foot wide roll of plastic, stretched out quite a bit. I pulled that a good 16 feet, well, I don't know, maybe 20. The hole itself is a good 12 or 14 feet. So stretched her out, let her sink in. I took 6 trips with 6 pails, and they splashed out quite a bit of water, so 36 3/4 full 5-gallon pails. I don't know what the math is there, but there's water in it. Gave the edge, outside edge, initial trim. I think it'll probably be fine. I'm gonna kind of roll it up. Maybe I'll do like an under roll in case as it fills it pulls a little bit more plastic. I'm gonna leave it loose at the edges with room to pack all the way tight. I don't have enough hose to get all the way out here and fill it up, and so I'm just gonna let nature do its thing from here on. Hopefully it rains soon, and but got some rocks and gonna throw some dirt in the trailer, try to clean up these edges, and I don't know, rake some grass around and stuff. I got grass clippings and different stuff. We'll clean up our mess and make it look halfway natural again. And one of the buckets was the bucket we use for feeding in the greenhouse that had quite a bit of algae growing in it already. You can see some of the stuff on the bottom. A lot of that is algae from that one pail. So I'm hoping actually that sparks algae growth in here and accelerates it. And if I can get algae growing on this plastic, that'll help shield it, from some UV. And I'm gonna probably take quite a bit of more sand and maybe even some mortar, and just powdered mortar, and sprinkle that in there, and hopefully that'll protect if any animals step right in it, but I don't know, we'll see. All right, I'll check back in a bit. There it is. Good job, tractor. I took a couple passes into this. I usually leave this grow, just meadow stuff for the animals to chew on, but it came in handy right now. That tractor, I don't have any safety features on it, so it really throws the debris out of the deck, and that kind of just recoated everything with fresh chips and grass clippings. And see, she weighted down a little bit inside of the liner, and I don't care that that's all floating and that's gonna settle. Like, that's good. That's gonna make this a little bit more natural of a pond. Pretty much just this is gonna be my maintenance plan. So she's rolled up, and I got room for it to expand, weighted down around the outside. I'm just gonna continue to cut around it, and as it fills up and stuff starts to grow in there, it'll just be water in the woods. And obviously that's all gonna sink, and it's gonna settle. And it's stagnant water. Maybe in the future we'll see how nasty it gets. I don't really want it to turn into a mosquito breeding pond, but maybe I'll put a little solar aerator or something in there if it actually does fill up and hold water. At the very least, it's something that the deer will come drink out of. So I like it. I'm tickled pink with it. Step back a little bit, and it looks all right. Not bad. Let the grass start to grow back and stuff. The grass grows like crazy here. Everything grows like crazy. Give this 2 weeks, and it's just gonna be a little pond. So awesome. I will actually check back. I'm gonna keep an eye on the trail cam and see if I can get some pictures of deer hanging out here, and let's see what this actually does. I'm not just gonna leave it off here. I'll update in a couple weeks, maybe a month, when I've got definitive proof that this worked or did not work. We'll see. All right. Thanks for watching. God bless you.